In every generation, there are people who dare to stand for truth, even when the world turns against them. Their faith is not loud, but it is unshakable. Their hearts do not seek recognition, but the pleasure of their Lord. This is a story that echoes through time, a story of young men who walked away from comfort and chose the cave over compromise, not because they were rebels, but because they were believers. They were called mad, they were ridiculed, yet Allah, the most merciful, preserved their legacy forever. This is the story of Ashab al-Kahf, the people of the cave. A story of courage, sacrifice, and divine mercy. Close your eyes and let your heart listen. The story of the 7 sleepers, Ashab al-Kahf. In a small village surrounded by towering mountains, the people are devoted to their idols, worshipping false gods. The village is peaceful, with homes scattered here and there, but at the center stands a large structure with towering statues of idols. The young men of the village, who have seen the truth, are deeply troubled by the widespread idol worship. They know in their hearts that the worship of idols is wrong, but they are still quiet about it. A group of 7 young men, each dressed in simple, plain robes of light, gray or white, sit together in silence. They have no facial features, just blank, expressionless faces, reflecting their inner calm despite the chaos around them. They gaze at the idols with a sense of sadness, their thoughts heavy with the desire to leave the village and seek refuge in Allah's mercy. The men, filled with the conviction of their beliefs, decide to leave the village and seek sanctuary in a distant cave. They believe that staying among the idol worshippers is harmful to their faith, and so they make the decision to abandon their homes, their families, and the comforts of the village. They quietly walk through the village streets, keeping their thoughts to themselves. The setting sun casts a golden light over the village, but their hearts are filled with sadness as they leave behind the place they once called home. The young men find a cave high in the mountains, hidden from the prying eyes of the village. It is a quiet, peaceful place, far from the distractions of the world. As they enter the cave, they sit down and reflect on the world they've left behind. They all agree to sleep, trusting in Allah's protection and believing that He will guide them through this trial. The moment they close their eyes, the air around them becomes still, and a deep, serene sleep overtakes them. The cave, with its cool, dark interior, serves as their shelter, their refuge. The world outside carries on, unaware of the slumbering young men. Their sleep is not ordinary. It is a sleep that lasts for centuries, ordained by Allah as a test for the people who will one day discover them. Centuries pass, and the world changes. The village that once worshipped idols is now unrecognizable. The people have abandoned their false gods, and the land has transformed. The 7 men wake up, confused and disoriented. They have no idea how much time has passed, and they start to discuss what they will do next. One of them decides to go to the village to buy some food, unaware of how much time has actually passed. He steps out of the cave and looks around, but the village is no longer the same. Everything is different. The buildings are more modern, and the people no longer worship idols. The young man is astonished. When he goes to the market, he realizes that the currency is different, and the villagers are astonished by his strange appearance. The young man tells them his story, and soon enough the villagers gather around, amazed at the miracle before them. The others from the cave soon join him, and together they explain that they have been asleep for centuries, all the while being protected by Allah. The news spreads quickly, and the people of the village, now seeing the truth of the young men's devotion to Allah, begin to change. They stop worshipping the idols and embrace the true faith, inspired by the story of the 7 sleepers. They begin to see the truth about the false gods they had once worshipped, and realize the power of Allah in guiding and protecting His believers. The young men are honored as holy figures, and their story is passed down through generations. The village becomes a place of faith, where people live in peace and devotion to Allah. Before they pass away, the 7 young men thank Allah for His mercy and guidance. They know that their story has been a blessing, and they pray that future generations will learn from their example. The story of the 7 sleepers continues to inspire others, and their legacy lives on as a reminder of the importance of faith, devotion, and the power of Allah's protection. This narrative reflects the lesson of unwavering faith, trusting in Allah's wisdom, and the strength to follow the truth even when faced with adversity. It teaches the importance of standing up for what is right, regardless of the challenges, and trusting that Allah will guide those who are sincere in their beliefs.